Today we have a Acc versus Acc with Vitalik and Beff Jezos. Which side are you on? Acc or Acc?
Traditionally, I've been driven by Acc.
I'm 100% on Acc.
I would say I slightly lean more Acc.
Okay, pause. What the f even is E/Acc and D/Acc? Because everyone here is saying like it's common knowledge, and I'm just standing here like, yeah, totally, I get it. Anyway, I did some digging so you don't have to. So Acc basically means effective accelerationism, which is a very fancy way of saying, let's just go faster. Like faster tech, faster AI, faster crypto. Just build everything, everywhere, all at once. And hope it works out, I guess. Which is slightly concerning, but also kind of exciting. Like texting your ex. Joking. That was a joke. And then you have Acc, which is like, okay, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we slow the f down. Maybe we think like humans. Maybe we ask, should we be doing this? So basically, Acc is like, let's go, 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 go. And Acc is like, wait, where and why are we going? And now there's a whole debate about it, which is great because obviously after listening to everyone talk about it, I'm still not entirely sure everyone agrees on what it means, even Vitalik and Beff. But yeah, welcome to tech. Okay, so now that we kind of understand what Acc and Acc is, it probably makes a lot of sense to ask who are the people actually having this conversation? Because this isn't just some random panel, this is actually a pretty serious lineup. This is Vitalik. He is the co-founder of Ethereum, which is the second biggest blockchain in the world after Bitcoin. And if you've ever used crypto, NFTs, DeFi, there's a very high chance you've interacted with something that he helped create. He's also one of the most followed and respected voices in the space, with millions of people keeping up with what he says online. And what makes him interesting is that he's not just building technology, he's constantly thinking about what it means for society. So when he talks about something like this, people really take it seriously. And then there's Beff Jezos. He's one of the main voices behind this whole Acc movement, which has been blowing up online, especially on X. It is a very internet native philosophy, but it's actually shaping how a lot of people think about the future of tech. He's built a reputation around pushing bold ideas like accelerating science, AI, and innovation as fast as possible. And a lot of people follow him for that perspective, while others question it. So what makes this interesting is that you've got two people who are very deeply influential, coming at the future from different angles, and one saying go faster and the other asking what happens if we do. And that tension is exactly what this whole debate is about. So seeing them sit down and actually try to talk about it felt like something worth paying attention to. I mean, I tried to pay attention. Let's see how it played out. Before the event even started, I managed to get a sneaky little interview with Vitalik.
What do you think the benefits are of having a physical space for Ethereum here in the tower?
I mean, I think there's like the obvious answers, like, you know, the Ethereum community needs a space for people to find each other and work together and collaborate. I think there's also a deeper answer for me too, which really connects to the fact that this isn't just an Ethereum tower, and there's all of this, you know, like bio and AI and other things happening, which is that like I think of Ethereum as being part of a full stack of technologies, right? And you know, like Acc is like one of the ways that I describe this, and like sanctuary technology is a word that I've used.
What do you think, if you weren't part of the Ethereum floor, which floor would you be part of?
Of course, the option of me getting into hardware more. I've definitely been doing quite a few more hardware things than recently, though. Like really going full time would be like a total like next step. If I was not doing Ethereum things, I mean something to do with decentralized like local AI is of course one of the options.
What would you most want people to learn from this for the event tonight?
Yeah, I think I hope that people can, you know, like better understand like some of the different trajectories that the future can go, and the different kinds of options that we have in terms of like what kinds of things that we focus on accelerating, and like basically come to, you know, like their own minds on like what kind of a future of technology we want to be building toward.
We're in SF, obviously. This is like the center of AI right now. Where does Ethereum stand with AI?
I mean, earlier on, there were a lot of these like less interesting things, and like people just like basically, like spamming Twitter with LLM outputs. And the problem I think is that we started with like basically this very kind of indiscriminate philosophy toward AI, where we were just like importing in ideas from outside and just like applying stuff. But now, especially recently, I think there's been much more of a shift toward kind of being thoughtful and toward understanding like what actually is the AI world that you would build if you had Ethereum's goals in mind. One of the things that we've seen is people experimenting with like LLMs as like agents as a replacement for wallets. I know there were some tweets from Elytro over the last couple of weeks where they did that. That was really cool. Then there's, we've been using it quite a bit in lean Ethereum, so it's actually super powerful for proving. One of the big theorems that Starks, like the zero knowledge proofs that we use are based on. It's like a pretty complicated theorem, but we managed to like make a fully machine verifiable proof of it, and like AI did that. One person actually vibe coded like the entire 5-year Ethereum roadmap in 2 weeks. And I mean, of course, if you look at that project, like you just know it has a huge pile of bugs in it, right? Yeah. But the good news is, well, we know how to use AI to like do this like formal proving, and so we can like we can accelerate making an uncareful Ethereum client by 100x, but you can accelerate making a careful Ethereum client by 100x too, right? So it's a lot of like these interesting use cases, and like especially really taking this security and like openness and privacy and censorship resistant kind of philosophy first to things.
The roadmap to the end in 5 years about where Ethereum would be, do you think it's accurate?
Oh, like the timeline?
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell. I mean, because I think like from our historical perspective, it feels very ambitious, but given AI improving, there's like a real possibility it gets done much more quickly.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Acc or Diac?
Hard to say. I would say I slightly lean more Diac, but more because I think centralization is a much larger risk than stopping it. Like at this point, maybe in 2023, more Acc, but like right now, it seems like rampant centralization is going to be much more concerning.
Traditionally, I've been driven by Acc. I believe in effective acceleration, but I'm a big fan of Vitalik, and I want to learn what he has to say.
I'm 100% on Acc, and it doesn't stand for deceleration. It stands for 4 principles. If you've ever read Vitalik's techno-optimism paper, it's the most optimistic view about technology, and it reminds us that we have the ability to shape it. It's not just going to be amazing, incredible technology by default. We have to be active players in shaping the technology, and Acc gives us a really clear framework for how to actually do that. So.
I was good. First time meeting Vitalik. I guess we got to the bottom of it. We talked about a wide scope of topics, from acceleration to AI safety, hardware regulation, what the future looks like, and I think hopefully people enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
So after all this, I feel like I understand Acc and Diac a bit more. And honestly, my personal opinion is that we should be thinking more about what we're building. I get the whole idea of pushing technology forward and seeing how far we can really go. But at the same time, I think it's a selfish method to not think about the impact it's going to have on future generations. Because at the end of the day, we're not the ones who are going to live with all of it or suffer the consequences. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. That's my opinion, and I would love to know where you stand if you're watching this. So please feel free to leave a comment down below.